Let me show you all of the gestures and motions on Realme Note 60. And we can start by opening our settings, then navigate to the special features, and there's two things right here. First one is a dynamic button. When you activate it, you can use your power button, which is located right here, to use some of the actions on your device. The first one is double tap power button to change sound mode or make it vibrate. Of course, you can switch between different options right here as well, so you can assign something else. By default, it should be set like that. Double press power button to open camera photo mode. Swipe up, down on the power button and press and hold power button. So as I said, you can adjust whichever functions you like for each of those. Now let me show you how you can actually use them. So we have double tap, which means you need to tap instead of the pressing on your power button to actually call out this function. There's a double press, which means you need to actually press on this button to use that function as well. Swipe up or down on the power button like this to also call out this function, and press and hold power button to call out this function, and it works like this. Okay, so we have that covered. We can move to another section, which is air gestures. And with air gestures, you will need to assign all of the permissions it asks for, and then you'll be able to use it for different things. So we have the introduction right here in our air gestures. You will need to swipe your hand like this in some, I will show you the exact comments in a second. But first thing is air gestures for calls. You can answer calls by swiping your palm like this in front of the camera. You can mute calls by showing your entire palm in front of the camera. And that is basically each and every option right here. So now when we have that, we can go back and move to the rest of the gestures and motions, which should be located in Smart Control. Then there's a screen of gestures. When activated, you can activate three different options. There's double tap to wake up screen, draw V to turn on flashlight, and draw O to open camera. If we lock our device, we can double tap to wake up the screen. It won't unlock it. In this case, it will just wake it up. Then when it's locked again, we can do two things. Draw O to open camera, and finally the last thing, turn on our flashlight. So as you can see, the flashlight runs fine. We can turn it off as well. Okay, it didn't work this time, not this time either, but this time the flashlight is off. Okay, so now let's move to the rest of them. Here in Smart Controls, there's also different things. You can adjust the Smart Touch and Touch Disable, which can increase your touch sensitivity or decrease it as well. But that has nothing to do with gestures or motions, so I'm just going to skip it. Then there's the lift to check phone. When activated, you can lock your device and then lift it up, which should wake up the screen just as we touched it 2 times with our finger. And then there's Smart Motion. When activated, you can hush ring. Ringtone volume decreases and the phone vibrates when you pick it up to answer incoming calls. So that means if you receive any call and you pick up your phone, the ringtone should reduce in volume, and your phone will just vibrate as well. Okay, so we have everything here, and the last options are located in the system. Inside, we can go for things like press and hold power button. That was already actually covered in the first section of this video. Then screenshots, we can slide our 3 fingers from top of the screen to capture a screenshot. And that is basically everything. So we have all of the gestures and motions covered in this video.